Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more World of Warships, and today we are saying hello and goodbye to the T-22, the Tier 5 German destroyer, and she is essentially moving on to how the German destroyers are going to be later on. But let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. Moving on to survivability, you have health of 11,300, and once again, it's armor, destroyer armor, so it's nothing really extravagant. You have 4 main guns. Reload is 4 seconds. Turn times on the gun is 17.1 with a max dispersion of 95 meters. HE damage is 1,200 with a 5.5% fire chance, and AP shell damage is 2,200. So definitely AP's a little bit better, definitely does more damage, but your shell arc is very, very high. So you have to be a little bit closer just so you can actually penetrate through thinner armor. Range is 10.7 kilometer with 780 meters per second on the shell velocity. So, not the greatest in the world. Probably the only nice thing about these guns is that they will traverse the ship without having to go all the way around. So, for example, the back guns will not have to go all the way around just to get to starboard. They can actually go towards the front of the ship and turn around. So that's one nice thing about the guns. My only compliment on the guns is that. Then you have 2 triple torpedo tubes. Reload time is 61.2 seconds. Turn times is 7.2 seconds with a max damage of 13,700. Torpedo range is 7.5 kilometers with a torpedo detection of 1.3 kilometers. I honestly am feeling that torpedoes are going to be your best friends. As you will see in the replay, torpedoes are fantastic. They really are. Torpedo speed is 62 knots, so not too bad as far as torpedoes go. Guns, AA guns are, you actually have quite a few of them. They're not extravagant. You have 4 dual 20 millimeters with a range of 2 kilometers, 17 average damage. Then you have 1 quad 20 millimeter, average damage is 6, range is 2 kilometers. Then you have 2 dual 37 millimeters, average damage is 21 with a 3.5 kilometer. And then you have 4 of your main turrets. Average damage is 12 with a 4.5 kilometer range. AA is not amazing, but at least it's there. Maneuverability, she's fairly decently as far as speed. She's fairly quick. 36.2 knots. I do have the flag on her, so she does go a little bit faster. Turning circle radius is 540 meters, so that's not too bad. And rudder shift time is 2.9, so kind of average as far as maneuverability. Detectability range by sea is 6.8 kilometers, which honestly isn't the greatest in the world. I think a lot of the other ships can get a little bit less than that. Minakaze obviously is around 6 kilometers. I think the Nicholas, since I actually have the Nicholas, let's quickly hop over, is 6.5. So she's a little bit not as, so she's not as stealthy as the US line, but it's not bad. Now, obviously, after she fires, she's actually detected at a range of 10.7 kilometers, and this is post 6.3, so everyone that used to be able to invisify her can no longer do and will be instantly detected. So, not a bad thing for the German destroyer. Now everyone will be detected as soon as they fire. My captain really has not changed. Preventive maintenance. Then I have last stand. Then I went a little bit different. I went torpedo armament and superintendent just so I can have those torpedoes up a little bit quicker. I kind of regret not getting concealment expert, but I think I'm going to probably be changing the captain skills just so I can have concealment expert. But we are going to go ahead and jump into the replay. I will see you guys there. Alright everyone, welcome back to a replay with the T-22, and we are currently playing on Fault Line. We have a friendly Bogue, New York, Texas, Koenig, 2 Kaisers, Kirov, Phoenix, T-22, Clemson, Isakaze, and a Istislav. On the enemy team, there is a Zuho, New York, Koenig, Congo, 2 Kaisers, Königsberg, Dane, Kuma, a Hotnik, Clemson, and a V-170. I spawned on the far east hand side. I do have a friendly Isakaze Kaiser, Phoenix, and another Kaiser. I have both Kaisers, which is actually really nice because those are nice battleships to have around, especially with their secondaries. So I'm quickly gonna jog over to C and try to cap it. Now, it would have been nice had this Isakaze come with us to see. He has a much lower detection than what I do, and that would have been proved very beneficial against any enemy destroyers, but we'll see how it pans out. Now, the T-22 is a interesting ship, to say the very least. One nice little thing is her guns will do a complete 360. Don't have to completely go around the entire ship just to go from port to starboard, so it does allow you to get your guns quickly to bear, and I believe this is the last time you're able to do this. I don't know about the later tiers. Actually, I haven't tried them yet. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm gonna be trying to go up the German destroyer line and see how that pans out. Now, I do have AP loaded because I've had kind of low damage rolls with high explosive, so I'm wanting to try the AP because the AP is of the German caliber, so it does have a slightly higher damage rating than the HE. We'll see how it works. Now, a enemy Kuma does appear on the scope. We do see him in the distance, and we are now detected, so that must mean there is a destroyer around here somewhere. Hopefully it's not a gunboat, or it could be the enemy a Hotnik, who does fire and completely miss us. Now you can see even at around 4 kilometers, the shells kind of have a loose trajectory, and unfortunately our first salvo that does land, we get a ricochet, which is unfortunate. Fire a salvo at the Kuma, and I think that was poorly aimed. Once again, I'm a little rusty on the German destroyers. I have not touched them in a little while, but we do secure C, which is very nice. So that is a base capture, which does add experience and money to our pot. And I don't know what's with me and adding these really odd words as of late, but the enemy Kuma is just backing up. We do have a friendly Phoenix that is here with us at sea, and a enemy destroyer was spotted momentarily. I think it was the Hotnik, just for the time being, and we are detected because there is a fighter flying right above. It looks like he's going after the friendly Bogues torpedo planes, and there's a enemy Clemson coming around the corner, and for some odd reason my front gun is going completely wrong direction. Don't exactly know why, but we do know the Clemson's at least pushing south, and it's probably was not the wisest idea, honestly. Fortunately, we have not been hit by, I think it was the Kuma that was firing at us. So that is one less thing we do have to worry about. The Phoenix is being fired at, and we go ahead and pop our speed booster, trying to get around this corner, trying to take out this enemy Clemson. Would be nice. Like I said, don't know why this Clemson captain decided to push all this way south. Still a little weird choice, because obviously there's quite a few ships still down there. And yeah, he's not going to survive for much longer. Now, I do have armor piercing up. Once again, trying it out. And unfortunately for us, we get all ricochets. But I think... Oh, we get a low row over penetration. I think had I used high explosive, I probably would have been able to take him out. But he does go down to the friendly Phoenix's fire, which is nice. So our team at least has both B and C. It looks like we do have a cruiser pushing into C right now. I think it is the enemy Dane going up against 2 Kaisers, which is once again a really weird choice. Don't exactly know why this is occurring, because we did see the Clemson pushing in, and now the Dane is pushing against 2 Kaisers. My money's on the Kaiser, honestly. And it looks like he dropped and completely missed the enemy Kaiser. And I'm holding my fire because I don't want to hit the friendly Kaisers, just in case. And I think he's probably going to go down to the friendly Kaiser's secondaries. So we are a 2-ship advantage. 2 cap advantage, and we are doing fairly well. Now, unfortunately for us, the enemy Zuho is pushing against our Bogue and is currently dropping him, and I don't think this Bogue is going to survive for very much longer. The enemy team has captured A. They are pushing east towards B. They are currently contesting. We have at least 3 destroyers that are currently fighting against the Ochotnik. The Ochotnik is fighting against the Izakaze and the Clemson. We do lose our Itsislav to the enemy Kaiser's secondaries, which is unfortunate. And that is the very first ship we've actually lost this entire game. Now, like I said, the T-22, or at least the German destroyers in general, is it kind of feels like you really need to focus on your torpedoes. And this is probably a good demonstration, because I do focus on my torpedoes quite a bit in this game. Now, the New York comes around the corner against 2 Kaisers and a destroyer. If I was this New York, I probably wouldn't do what he's doing. Now, I can't drop my torpedoes because the friendly Kaiser's in the way, so instead I'm actually going to get turned around and try to get behind him so I can line up a torpedo shot. And these torpedoes on the T-22 are pretty decent. They have around a 7-kilometer range, which means we can around 7.5 actually, which means we can probably land these shots fairly easily. The New York does drop torpedoes against, the friendly carrier from the dead drops torpedoes against the enemy New York, and our torpedoes are looking pretty good. Yep, there we go. 1 devastating strike and 1 dead New York. Now you can see, as every time I fire my guns, the detection blooms out quite considerably, and I probably should point this out now, since we are talking about detection, is that that was really close. Don't actually get hit by that Kaiser. One thing probably should point out now that this replay is from 6.2.2. This is prior to them getting rid of invisifying, which I kind of agree at sorts, but at the exact same time, I think they probably could have, done a little bit better with how they handled it instead of just getting rid of it all. Allow like the U.S. destroyers to have a slight invisifiring, just very slight. So I dropped torpedoes against the enemy Kaiser. He knows where I'm at. He has at least seen me. It looks like he's actually starting to pull away. Actually, I'm kind of curious, because I dropped these torpedoes. Let me actually... Oh, let's take control of the camera real quick. Alright, so... Alright, camera. I don't want to look at him. I'm trying to see whether or not he's actually at full speed, but I think we're doing fairly well on those torpedoes. Let's just watch this. Torpedoes are looking pretty nice, and there we go. 3 torpedoes, 1 devastating strike, and you see the torpedoes do pretty good damage. Took out around a 20k Kaiser, and did pretty well. Now, we have lost another ship. We have lost the Kirov to the enemy V-170. And the enemy team, once again, is pushing into B. Now, I don't want to say this, and this probably sounds really bad, but I don't think the enemy team had a lot of skilled players. Now, granted, I am low tier, and I probably shouldn't be saying this. I know, shame on me. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it kind of seems like they had some very bizarre choices, to say the very least. So, enemy Königsberg is around 7 kilometers, and of course, a fighter comes right overhead and is at least spotting us. I open up on with my AA. Albeit my AA is not the greatest, but it's better than nothing. So, go ahead, drop my torpedoes against the Königsberg. The Congo open fired at us, but fortunately it does miss. So that was not a big deal. Now, the reason why I'm saying I don't think the enemy team had a lot of skilled players was the Clemson, the Dane, and this enemy Kaiser that we saw for a second. I think he was spotted down around G. There's the Congo, or Konig, yes. Down there around G7. And like I said, I don't really know why he's all the way down there. Now, I do pop smoke, trying to help this friendly Konig just in case he does want to use my smoke screen. My torpedoes, unfortunately, die out against this Königsberg, which is unfortunate. And I open up with my AP, and Königsberg gets melted away by the friendly Texas. So the enemy team only has 2 battleships and a Hosho left in play. And I don't think they're going to win. They are currently trying to cap B. And this Konig is just extremely out of position. He's not able to assist his Congo ally at all. And it looks like the enemy carrier is trying his best, bringing in torpedo planes to drop on the friendly Konig. And let's see, will the friendly CV, or the enemy CV, actually get those torpedo hits? Looks like he did land a few, and I don't think he's using manual. I think he's using automatic drops. So that is fortunate for our friendly Konig. He does dodge those torpedoes. Now, once again, this enemy Konig, really bizarre choice right now. He's not able to assist. We do have a friendly New York that is pushing south, attempting to attack this Konig. And unfortunately, or better yet, fortunately for this Konig, this New York was not focused on him. Now, I do slow up here just a bit because I was at the very edge of my detection. I don't want this Konig to know that I'm around. I'd rather have him kind of be unaware because I kind of want to take him out. Because once again, don't exactly know why he chose to go this route, but he did. So I go ahead and get behind this island. I'm going to try to move in between this gap here of the islands and try to get around and try to torpedo him. We'll see if I'm lucky. Now, obviously, I think we're going to win. We have 2 caps. We have over double, almost triple the amount of points that they have. Yeah, I highly doubt they're going to pull this back from the brink of defeat. So we'll see if we can get a little bit more damage. Now, our speed boost is going on for a fair amount of time, where it's actually about up. And probably one little side note I should mention is be aware of your smoke screen. Your smoke screen on German destroyers do not last very long. Do not rely on them for permanent protection as, say, the USN destroyers. Now, our smoke screen is up, and we do know the enemy Konig is in at sea. He should be just around the corner any moment now. We are detected, and there he is. Once again, watch this Konig. He's starting to slow up. His guns aren't turned. His guns are actually turned facing the friendly New York. I'm keeping myself narrow as possible, lining up the shot, drop torpedoes. This range, no way he's able to dodge. And his guns are turning around, but we do take out the enemy Konig, which grants us devastating strike and kill number 3. So that was actually very nice. Now we do win due to points. And we're going to go ahead and jump to the victory screen. I will see you guys there. So our team earned a victory. We brought home 239,259 silver, 3,249 XP, and 163 free XP. We did 3 devastating strikes, netted us 95,860 points of damage, 25 shell hits, 12 torpedo hits, 1 incapacitation, 3 kills, 5 flooding, and 1 captured base. Now, unfortunately for us, those floodings actually really didn't matter because almost every single time we killed them, but hey, at least we got some floods. We earned top of the team with a base XP of 1,397. The 2 Kaiser brothers did a fantastic job. They pushed quite heavily, so very high praise from me. We did 40,000 damage against the Konig, around 31,000 against the New York, and around 23,000 against the Kaiser, and around 726 against the Kuma. So you can see our main batteries did not do a lot of damage, only around 3,014 points of damage. Most of our damage came from our torpedoes with 91,917 and a little bit from flooding. So after everything was said and done, we brought home 201,427 silver. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to the T-22 and go ahead and move on to the Gade. I know I've had the ship for a little while, but it's interesting. It's a hard ship to play because it really doesn't have those frontal torpedoes, and it's now more traditional, and the guns aren't that great, but we'll see how the next tier goes. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zai Jen.